Okay, so here's a crazy idea. What if we take this away and then give you this one instead? There have been great strides in the fakemon community lately, or really a while ago because I'm just always late to these things. Enter the StoneSwap challenge, created by wasdmon. Okay, I'm sorry if I said your name incorrectly. If it makes you feel any better, people mispronounce my name all the time, and I don't blame them. It's a fairly simple concept. You take a Pokemon that can mega evolve, and then you use a different mega stone in order to do the evolution. This creates some really interesting combos, and I think it's a really fun way to do a fusion of sorts. So I've picked a couple of Pokemon today to evolve using a different Pokemon stone. So let's we go, amigo. First up, we have Medicham, who I believe is having their KyephaDex debut. It's always really fun when we bring a whole new Pokemon into the mix. By the way, I will not be revealing the Mega Stone that I'm swapping because I want you guys to have a little mystery while you watch, so be sure to put your guesses in the comments and then see if you were correct in the end. There will be a quiz. The way I interpret this challenge is that the designs aren't necessarily fusions in the traditional sense. Like, I'm not going to be outright fusing Medicham with Redacted. Instead, I will be using Redacted's Mega Evolution design as a sort of basis for redesigning Mega Medicham. Does that make sense? I sure hope so, because I'm not repeating myself. I sound like an angry but like small dog just barking at you. Medicham is a Pokemon I've never ever really used in any of my playthroughs. I think it just kind of flies under the radar for me with each of my plays, and also I kind of just don't know where to find Meditite or Meditate. No, what's that Pokemon called again? Is it in like a cave or something? I don't know. I truly don't. I will say, however, it is a delight to draw. I actually did give it a rough practice run, as you can kind of see on screen. I did this because I needed to get the general vibe and pose out of my head and onto the screen so that I didn't completely fumble my proper design. Normally, as you would know by now, I can just pull something out of my ass and go with it, but I tried doing that before making these with some other Pokemon and it did not look good. This combination was also one that was suggested in the comments of my previous video. I'll give you a little shout out now, but I've redacted parts of your comments so that I can keep the mystery alive. I really appreciate everyone who left me suggestions for this trend when I asked for you guys to comment them in my last video. It helped me see what kind of Pokemon you wanted me to play around with, but at the same time it fueled me with a desire to truly make my next StoneSwap design completely unexpected and just downright weird. The big thing I needed to ensure I did correctly with this Medicham design were the patterns on its legs. You'll understand once I do the big reveal, but I'm kind of incorporating Medicham's shape with this other Pokemon's pattern and pose. It's the build of one with the essence of the other. Hashtag poetry, hashtag StoneSwap. I'm not gonna lie, super happy with this posing. I've been eating a little bit with my drawings lately, but this one really just takes the cake for me personally. It's kind of nice because I somewhat get to reinvent how Mega Medicham is drawn in a way that I find more visually striking, especially with it being turned just slightly more away from the viewer so that it can have a more captivating stare. The colors are the exact same as regular Medicham. Again, I'm not looking to ultimately fuse the two, rather just redesign the base with the influence of another's design. Now that I had something complete, I could kind of see what I was ultimately missing. Enter the wispy parts, which might appear to be a bit strange at first, but ultimately they will make a lot of sense. Have you figured out whose stone I'm using? Remember, you gotta comment your guesses. I'll be checking to see who's correct. Next up, we have Frostlass, a Pokemon that needs no introduction to the Kyephaverse. We've seen her many a time. In case you weren't aware, back in 2024, I theorized a design for a Frostlass Mega Evolution, and out came this thing. Not a bad guess, to be honest. I literally got the horns correct and a more diamond-like shape in its forehead. Even the ice cloud at the bottom, I was not far off. I'm still quite proud of this. And honestly, so was my mum. Like literally, I showed her and she was very impressed. Same with my Cantonian Absol versus Mega Absol Z. She thought that was also really impressive. So just thought I put that out there. Now you might be looking at my sketch at the side here and thinking, Kyepha, what the bloody hell is this? Or you may have already figured this one out, in which case, a massive massive congrats to you. I'm now very proud of you. Getting Frostlass's signature glance TM was essential. We simply cannot forego such a design aspect. It did not get glammed up for nothing, let me tell you that one for absolutely free. I'm trying to make the red band that normally wraps around its belly wrap a few times around its entire torso. This is very essential as it's kind of a huge part of Redacted's design. Redacted being the Pokemon whose stone we're stealing. I mean, swapping. Hashtag stone steal. Hashtag devious stone swap. I was struggling a little with the perspective of it all, you know, in the trenches, but I'm nothing if not adaptable. I shall artistically find a solution. Ah, there we go. Cured. Now, this part, yeah, Big Cloud. I'm genuinely curious if you figured it out yet, because I think this and maybe the next part would be the biggest giveaway, but I can see two different conclusions being drawn here, so I'm very interested to see which team y'all are on. Drawing this part of Mega Frostlass was really strange, because while I was blocking it in, I just very much became aware of how it's really not meant to be upscaled in this way. It definitely loses a lot of its elegance, but I'm okay with that because Grace is Redacted's op. I just learnt what op means, so if it has already become outdated slang, then I'm not sorry, and I will continue to use it until it has lost all relevance, and thus I can reinstate the term into pop culture. You might think I sound silly and but I'm telling you, people in 2050 are gonna think I coined all these terms, for better or for worse. Probably worse. One of the final, albeit very important details is Frostlass's hair, or just headpiece, I guess. I don't really know if it would be considered hair. Well, for this video, it's going to be hair. It's essentially just standing upright in 3 luscious strands. Probably weird, who knows, but I'm vibing with it. It looks weird right now, but let me just fill in the colors and done. I think that really elevates what I'm going for here. Oh, also, these arms, just don't even question them. They look ridiculous because they are. Also, I'm low-key really happy with the way I drew the horns. I mean, I did directly reference the official art, but compared to when I did it for my 2024 concept, it's definitely a huge step up. Also, do you ever just find that as an artist, you never really notice your artistic growth, but then you accidentally redraw something that you made years ago and immediately notice how much easier it was to make it look 1000% better? Weird how that happens. Anyways, I'm very happy with how my little frosty lass has turned out. Sorry, that was kind of weird. I think it's time to take a look at all the final renders of these 2 stone-swapped legends and also reveal once and for all whose stones I have selected for the swaps. I've said swap a lot of times in this video and now it doesn't sound like a real word, but I've also said stone heaps and that one still sounds normal to me. Anyways, that's the end of that thought. Moving on. Firstly, welcome to the stage, Mega Metacham, evolved using the Blazikenite. It shares the same stance and adopts a lot of Mega Blaziken's signature patterns. It even has some little additions to the bottoms of its legs so to as obscure its feet while standing. It becomes a psychic fire type. And secondly, a bit of a weird one, its Mega Frostlass evolved using the Victrebolite. In this form, Frostlass has become a lot shorter as it disperses its mass to expand its lower rather than using it to become taller and more slender. It also loses a lot of mass in its arms, which have become thin and vine-like. The hair on its back also now stands up. It becomes an ice poison type. And so that was them. How did you like my beloved stone swapped Mega Evolutions? Would you like to see more? This was genuinely a challenging trend since I'm kind of just terrible with fusions in general, but I enjoyed making these guys so much and I truly hope they lived up to the hype. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please subscribe to my channel. I put out new videos every single Fakemon Friday or Saturday if you live in Mirage Island, just like me. And also a massive huge shout out to all of our channel members. I've swapped the stones. No, I'm trying to think of something to say and it's just not working, but thank you very much. Now, why the hell my Ordino blow up?